So my name is Akselь Galíng. I'm from Berlin. I work for the Association of German Foundations, and I'm running a program which is called Program for Mentoring of Chances. Germany has a long tradition of community foundations, not as long as North America, but for about 30 years we have community foundations in Germany. We call them Bürgerstiftung, so like citizens foundation. And they also, like everywhere, work on the local level. And I've been working with the so-called Union of Community Foundations, and I was running a program in East Germany, where you don't have such a strong tradition of foundation, and working with the capital. And now I'm from this other programs, I switched to this mentoring program because we had the need to do something for the public, because so many people from countries like Syria would come to Germany, and community foundations were very active. They would be welcoming refugees on the local level. They know how to do this. They are locally well established. And now my program is supporting this work with the money of the government. I think mentoring is a good cultural practice, good for community foundations because it's very easy to organize. Everybody can do it. You could be my mentor, I could be your mentor, and it doesn't need much money to support this, although it's good to have a professional person. So if you have the money to hire somebody who is an expert, that's the best. But the good thing is about volunteerism that's really what makes society work, because it's just people who say like, well, I have some time, I can do something, I can help my neighbors, I can help my city, my district. And that's why I think volunteerism is just like the natural way of how to run a community foundation. Germany is like Ukraine, it's a big country, it's very diverse. I mean, it's 80 million people living in Germany. So you have like community foundations who do cultural programs, or who support people in need, or who support educational programs and schools, people who are not good at school, for example. And you have other community foundations who take a look at what they could improve. How could they improve the quality of life in their city? So maybe health issues, or maybe it's just like aesthetics. You need a monument, or you need a new fountain, or the park has to be cleaned. So it really depends on the people, what they think is important for them to do. And they do it to improve the general level of quality of life, and they never see themselves as a competitor to the government. There's a local government and there's a community foundation, so they try to work together. 400 organizations in the whole of Germany, and it's in big cities, on the countryside, even some villages have a community foundation. It's very small, and so it's also very good because then they know best what they need in their region or in their district. We even have in Berlin, we have community foundations in one district. For example, Neukölln, it's a district of Berlin, and as Berlin is a big city, alone this district has an inhabitant number of 300,000 people, so it's like a big city. We have this union of community foundation, Bündnis der Bürgerstiftung, that's a German name, and so there's an annual meeting where they come together, the Congress of Community Foundation, and the union offers advice for free. So you can always ask them, call them, so what do you need, and what kind of project could we do, and or we want to establish a new community foundation. People can approach the organization for that. And it's also very important because this union of community foundations, it's part of the big association of German foundations. So like usually in Germany, community foundations are relatively small because they're not so old and they don't have so much money. They have a lot of good ideas and a lot of like time investment. So they use this sort of like a proximity to the other foundations to work together. So there might be a bigger foundation from a company or from a private person, and with the whole framework of Association of German Foundations, they can meet much more easily. I'm really glad I'm here because I met so many wonderful people, so interesting people, so energetic, so innovative, many ideas, and fearless. Really, it's like you cannot imagine how many people in Germany, my friends, family, were like, "Oh, you're going to Ukraine? Oh my God, it's dangerous, and what will happen?" And it's one of these things you only understand when you're here, how it works. That certainly you have a life. War, unfortunately, can become a normality, but it's especially because of that I totally admire the Ukrainian people and the people in the community foundations, because you don't care. You just know we have to do this. We have to help each other. We have to help our soldiers. We have to help our refugees within the country. And that's something I've never seen before in my life in this degree. And that's very impressive. And I totally support the Ukrainian people and the community foundations in this task.